With an estimated 3 to 5 trillion financing gap to meet the SDGs by 2030, the private sector and CFOs have a crucial role to play in our transition to a low-carbon and resilient future. The UN Global Compact CFO Taskforce, launched in 2019, aims to address this financial gap.
For us as companies, again, we need to be able to manage a transition. So to have a transparent exchange with governments, but also their commitment to transition phase, letting us getting organized to respond to these new or evolving, I should say, not so new, but evolving requirements is incredibly important.
We're working to broaden the roles of CFOs so they become the architects of long-term value by engaging them at scale and creating a global CFO movement. We hope to develop a broad and sustainable finance market, integrating SDGs into corporate strategy and designing clear sustainability performance indicators.
We need to be collective, and we need to have a collective movement if we want to make an impact. And in that sense, having one language, speaking about the same terminology is so important. The way we measure and we report our achievements cannot be different from company to company. We need to have a very strong level of comparability if we want to be true to ourselves.
Universal standards for setting, measuring and reporting sustainability targets can help combat greenwashing and ensure sustainability is embedded in every part of the financial markets ecosystem.
I always say what gets measured gets managed, right? So I think there really needs to be an alignment of interest. We need to set KPIs. That's actually vital. Only with that, I think we can really look at capacity building. We can look at knowledge sharing, and that can really help accelerate the process. So I think while that's not really in Singapore yet, for example, I think the CFO Taskforce for the SDG is really a good example, of how these can be achieved, where you have collaboration amongst different parties.
There is also growing evidence that strong ESG credentials can boost a company's bottom line and access to capital.
Well, first of all, I would say it's not a contradiction. So I think you can perfectly meet the investors' wishes if you invest heavily into sustainability and transition your business model. And secondly, I think there's also a large chance for you as a company if you really do that transition. So move your strategy towards sustainability, because that opens new opportunities and, as I said in the beginning, also de-risks your company going forward.
Business models are shifting. From being aimed squarely at shareholders and short-term financial expectations, they are moving to far broader, more sustainable and equally profitable alternatives.
Companies have been a little bit more short-term oriented recently, but there's real reasons for everything we put in the sustainability index for ourselves, whether it's climate related, whether it's diversity related, because we really believe there's a medium and long-term value associated with that.
By joining the UN Global Compact CFO Taskforce, CFOs have an opportunity to share and learn from their peers and to shape a sustainable future, not only for their companies, but for all of us.
Today, there's no doubt that if we look around ourselves, we see every day example of worsening of the environment and worsening of the condition in which the planet where we live is. And I think it's our duty, given what we do,